this is Lola.
And this is Chris, and you're listening to John the Bod Good God. Woo! Mayhem Hour.
Welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour. Your source for all hard rock, heavy metal, new metal, alternative, punk, horror punk, hardcore, rock, and all local bands. With your host, John the Bod, a.k.a. the Bod Father.
Hey everybody, welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour. I'm your host, John the Bod, a.k.a. the Bod Father, and as always, I'm bringing you guys awesome interviews. Today it is an honor and privilege to have Chris and also Lola Black. She's the vocalist of Lola Black, and plus Chris is also a member of the band. We're going to be talking about their new radio single, Nothing's Gonna Be Alright, which is out now, plus their new full-length album that should be hitting the streets pretty soon, possibly, but we'll be talking about that. So how's it going, guys?
Pretty good. How are you?
Thank you for having us.
Yes.
No problem whatsoever. Doing good, actually. So let's jump right into this. So for you guys coming from, well, especially Lola, coming from Denver, Colorado, how was the music scene when you started, and can you finally breathe a little since your band is getting exposure for your music and finally getting out more now?
The music scene has grown so much. There's so much good stuff coming out of here, coming out of Denver. But it feels good to also, as much as we love Denver, it feels good to get out of Denver. We've been hiding a little bit because we've been getting this album ready, but we're ready to explore some of the other scenes.
And it's been cool. We've been lucky. We've been able to travel all over the country the last couple of years. So, yeah, it's been a huge growth for us, but it's been cool. It's always trying to evolve, always trying to move forward.
Yeah, the word of it is like if you stop growing, you're dying, pretty much. And with music, you have to. There's no stopping. You can't just go idle. You have to keep growing.
And then just like personally, I mean, as an artist, you need the growth. I mean, you can't just keep putting out the same product. You know, you every artist wants that growth, that inner growth also.
It's like I said, all these bands who go, 24/7, 1,000 miles an hour, especially like Metallica used to, and everybody gives them crap. But I mean, can you really go 30 years, 24/7, 1,000 miles an hour on your records? I mean, sooner or later, it's going to be like, these albums are same old. We need to do something else different,
Yeah, exactly.
And that's kind of like how we felt. We felt that we needed something new. We were craving more.
The new radio single, Nothing's Gonna Be Alright, is out now. What was it about this song for you guys to say, this is going to be one of the radio singles? What was it for you guys that triggered this?
It's kind of just like it was one of those things that it kind of fell into place like it was just meant to be. It was actually, it's kind of weird. It was the first song that was completed with our producers, with Bob Marlette and Sahaj. And I don't know, there was just something about it that grabbed us. We knew. And then, we were in good with one of the stations out here in Colorado at iHeart, the station KBPI and Willie B. And that was one of the songs that he listened to first. And we're like, wow, how about this song first? And it was just, I don't know, it was just like it was meant to be. It was really weird. It was the first song that was done. It was the first song that we heard. It was the first song that a lot of people heard. And it was just like, bam, this is the first song. And it kind of just fell into place. It was just one of those things we just knew, I guess. Kind of weird.
Nothing's going to be all right. Just kind of took a life of its own, really. It's so different than everything that we've done.
And that's what the album is called, too.
It's just that song just really hit home for us, I guess, that we just kind of like, it really just inspired the whole vision.
The album was recorded at Black Lava Studios and Sun God Rock Studios in Los Angeles, California. And you mentioned Bob Marlette and Sahaj were the producers on this, and plus Sahaj actually mastered this. Sahaj, I should say. How was working with these guys, and did they push you while you're in the recording studio? Let's talk about that a little bit.
They definitely pushed me because, I tend to try to stay in my comfort zone, and that's like a bad habit. And so, in trying to grow and trying to having this want and this need in me of growth and change, but not being able to step outside the box, they really pushed me, and I just kind of let down my guard and just ran with it and embraced, everything, and was just willing to just grow and learn as much as possible. So working with them was awesome, but it was also hard at the same time because, they treat me like I'm one of the guys. So sometimes
Bob has this thing he calls the punch and hug. So first he punches you, tells you what you're doing wrong, gets you into shape, and then when you get it right, he gives you a hug.
He brings you in and gives you a hug.
He pulls you back in.
But honestly, that's the kind of discipline, that I needed. I needed that. I needed to hear the harsh truth, and I needed to be pushed, and I needed to get out of my comfort zone, And both of them, Sahaj and Bob, they're both amazing.
What about you, Chris?
It's the same thing. It's, with Bob, it's the punch and hug. We've been fortunate enough that we've worked with Bob for about 4 years, doing different projects. We had a different radio single on Sorrow and Sin a few years back, and that was like our introduction to Bob. And we did a couple songs, and then now, we've done the full length. And, he comes out and he wrote with the band. We did the pre-production in Denver first, and then went out individually and recorded in Los Angeles. So, yeah, he really puts you into shape. He comes out, he tells you what's wrong, what's good, what sucks, what doesn't suck. And he puts you together. Sahaj was primarily vocals. So Sahaj, he was the vocal master that worked with Lola. But, Bob definitely kicked the band's ass into shape. I'll tell you what. He's a good dude. But, when you're working with a producer that's on that caliber, that's worked with the likes of Alice Cooper and Ozzy Osbourne and stuff like that, you can't expect that it's, your typical, go in and do what you want, and he's going to let you put out a crappy product. He's not going to put on his name on anything that's less than perfect. So,
well, that's good though.
You kind of know what you're signing up for.
That's good. You got a producer that you're familiar with, and he pushes you guys that way. Because to me, if a producer is not letting you guys put in his input, it's just a waste of time, I think.
Right. Exactly.
And then Sahaj, working with me vocally, like one-on-one, just really just pulling out my singing voice, because there's times that I want to get brutal, but there's times that, I want to be able to, sing through some of these emotions and songs. And so he was able to pull some ranges and some stuff out of me that I didn't know I had in me. So, I love you, Sahaj.
How good does that make you feel, though, Lola, when he's pushing you that hard and bringing that other side of you out?
It feels amazing. Like with this whole album was just so much growth, like personally and vocally and everything. I've learned so much in the last year that, we put all this together. I'm so excited to show everyone live what I've learned.
How long did it take to record this album, guys?
It was kind of a process because with us living in Colorado and then being in Los Angeles, to arrange travel and stuff was kind of an obstacle. Like I said, Bob came out first and we did the writing of the music and the pre-production out here. And then we would go in shifts and fly to Los Angeles to record. And then obviously the way we did it, we did the music first. Bob was out here writing with the band. Then we went in shifts and recorded. And then Lola went and did the vocals. So it was kind of putting it all together in pieces. So overall, I would say it probably took close to 6 months to do the record. But that was because of the sporadic travel and whatnot. It wasn't like it was exactly 6 months, every day in the studio.
Right.
But, it was probably about 6 months between Bob coming out and also, the band going to Los Angeles and the back and forth.
Any songs off the new album that stand out more to you guys on it, if possible, if you could talk about it? I mean, I know these are like picking your favorite Children or Collectible, but are there any that stand out for you guys, maybe?
My personal favorite right now is Never Gonna Let You Go. There's something about that song that I just really fell in love with. And so hopefully everyone will agree with me.
And like Lola said, I think all the songs, they kind of take on a life of their own. And then it also is what's funner to play live. So like for me, there's a song called How to Say Goodbye. It's the second track on the record. And for me, that's the funnest because I used to play guitar in the band. Now being a bass player, at first I started off and I was kind of a boring bass player because I was switching instruments. But like with that song, I've learned how to do some different slap techniques and random stuff that I never thought I would be capable of. Mm-hmm. And then singing and playing live at the same time, it just has such a great chorus to it. And it's one of the heavier songs. Me personally, I like the really heavy stuff. So for me, How to Say Goodbye is probably at the top of my list.
I just love them all, honestly.
Yeah, they're all good.
Yeah, they're all so different and they're all so unique, and like I love all of them for just so many different reasons. It's so hard to decide.
That's understandable. No worries. Do you guys do anything differently during the writing and recording process to help keep your minds open and fresh to not let the music get stale or go down a path you don't want to go down like you did before previously? Or what helps you guys to stay focused and open to this?
I think, like in working with Bob, one of the things that we do, and Sahaj too, is we listen to a lot of other music other than our own and what we're writing. Anything ranging, and you're going to laugh, but like old school pop, like what were some of the examples? Like shit, even Justin Timberlake made it in there somehow. Like,
oh wow,
so random across the board to like,
just anything that kind of would strike us as cool or unique or, I like this.
Yeah, it's even like the heaviest of stuff, like Sepultura and stuff, and everything in between that pop and that metal.
And just finding, just that inspiration, by listening to new stuff because sometimes you get stuck in a rut and you just listen to the same stuff over and over again, and you're not opening up your mind to everything that's out there. I mean, there's so much out there. And so it really, enabled us to like open up our minds and, and find new stuff, find new inspiration and open up our sound and just create new art, really.
I think that was the key, is just expanding and trying to find new sounds, new ideas every day that we were working on the record. And that's what was cool. And we didn't just settle down and be like, oh, sounds like a Lola Black song, We have no limits as to what style we wanted to do or how heavy or how light, how catchy. It was just kind of just create. And that was the really cool vibe about putting this record together.
You're ranging widely when you go from Justin Timberlake to Sepultura.
I mean, and literally everything in between. Obviously there's a lot of modern acts thrown in there. Some bands that we're similar to, like a Hailstorm or In This Moment. But then, we could find some stuff in a 21 Pilots. Like there's a lot of music we listened to in the making of this record I really went to them.
I only watched Justin Timberlake on Saturday Night Live on the Barry Gibbs Talk Show.
Right. It's funny. There's another really heavier band out right now that if you come from when you were young, when that music was popular, you see that. I believe they're called I See Stars. They have a song that really has a heavy Justin Timberlake chorus in it. You're like, whoa, dude, that's almost a direct ripoff. And then their riffs are like brutal heavy. So it's kind of funny when you start working with producers and knowing so many different types of music, how much crossover there actually is between genres. It's kind of neat, though. Music is universal. You got to appreciate a little bit of everything.
Yeah, there's good in every song. There's good in every type of music. You just got to find it.
Yeah, my friend Sarah, she is a huge Justin Timberlake fan, and she's just like, she's been to a lot of concerts, and I can't talk to her while she's listening to a Justin Timberlake song. It's no. Still to this day. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I dare not to turn the song off or pause it because that's hell. What can fans expect at a show from Lola Black who have not got to see you guys live as of yet?
Well, they're in for a treat because these songs are just, God, they're so much fun to play live. And so right now it's just the excitement of us playing these songs. So it's just I guess maybe just the energy is going to be pretty intense and new and exciting because it is for us also.
Yeah, it's definitely the energy, and we have quite a visual show. We have video panels, video walls, a lot of lights, lasers. So, and the set keeps moving. It's very dynamic, but it doesn't settle into a rut. You know, like a lot of artists, you'll see that it starts off huge and then you get in this kind of rut and it kind of ends with a bang, whatever. We try to avoid that and always keep it moving, keep something exciting happening at all times. So there's either something visually or something that you're hearing that makes the listener experience something versus settling down, you know. And like I said, some of it is visual. A lot of it is just the arrangement of the songs. And like Lola said, the energy that we bring, especially now because we're so excited to finally have all this new material.
Yeah, we've been sitting on these songs for so long now that we're like, God, can we just play them already? And so that excitement is like, oh, it's there. It's like we're ready. And that's the best time to see us is when, you know, when we're excited.
We're living in the digital era of recording albums and plus social media. Do you like this that we're living in right now? You know, with recording albums, get music out quicker, and plus social media to reach out to more fans who have not possibly heard of you guys, maybe?
I think one of the cool things is with the social media is the ability for fans to see you and express your music, especially through YouTube. I think a lot of social media is kind of overdone. You know, a lot of people are kind of getting sick of Facebook. It's still a valuable thing, but then Facebook has kind of destroyed stuff for bands as well by making it like your post can't be seen unless you're paying out the wazoo to promote all your posts, this and that. But I think YouTube is awesome, which is cool because we're actually getting ready to drop a new video for this song, All In. And it's super cool because the day that drops, you know, everybody will be able to see it worldwide, and they'll be like, oh, man, they're either going to love it or hate it. But it is pretty cool that, you know, somebody in Great Britain can see the new video at the same time as somebody in South Africa, as somebody in Denver, Colorado, you know. So that part of it's really exciting. And I think, you know, that's one of the things that we're looking to embrace. We've gotten really creative with our videos, and I think this next one for All In is going to definitely turn some heads. We kind of take a pretty harsh stance against the record industry and kind of just tell it how it is, which is a good thing.
It's kind of an adrenaline rush, you know, because, I mean, you spend so much time and, you know, you put your blood, sweat, and tears into these songs, these albums, and then you just put them out, and it's so quick, and you're reaching so many people, and you know, kind of almost instantly whether they like it or not. And it's just like something that you put so much effort into is just kind of almost cheapened in a way. Yeah. You know, so it's a little tough for me because I'm emotionally attached to all these songs. And so it's a little difficult, and, you know, and I'm getting through it. Social media, I have a love-hate relationship with social media. There's just so much negativity, and it's just not a good place right now. And so I try to stay away from it because, you know, I can't just have that always reflecting, you know, my mood or, you know, the art or the songs or the performance. It's a lot, but I'm getting better at it, you know, because the people want to know and the people want to see the process. So I hide a little bit. I'm a little bit more private, but we're working on that.
There's a lot of keyboard warriors, as I call them, out there.
Yeah. And, you know, and it's like I'm very vocal about how I feel and, you know, things like that. And so to kind of hold back and not say anything for me at times is difficult. Yeah. So we just tend to just not look for it anymore.
That's like my interviews, you know. If one person likes it, I'm happy with it. I don't have to have millions upon millions of people liking it. As long as I reach one person, I'm happy.
Exactly.
In your guys' own opinion, what does Lola Black bring to the table for music that's not out there as of right now? I mean, I know you guys are not reinventing the wheel, but what does this band bring to the table that's not out there possibly?
Well, with bands like, you know, In This Moment and Hailstorm and the Butcher Babies, you know, there's already those bands out there. There's already a Maria Brink and a, you know, Heidi and Carla. There's already those girls, but there isn't a Lola Black. And we're completely different and unique from that. And it's kind of
we're kind of an underdog.
We are. We really are.
And so being the underdog can be a catch-22. It's both a good thing and a bad thing. But like with our new video that's coming out, we are able to put a middle finger towards the record industry and point out how shallow they are. Whereas other bands that are stuck in that cycle possibly can't put their middle fingers up to everybody.
Yeah.
So like I said, it's a good thing and a bad thing, but we've had the luxury of being able to have a big producer without a label. To be, we have a great publicist. We're able to get these awesome interviews with people like you, John. And so we kind of just have the freedom to do a little bit of what we want and tell it how it is. And like you said, if people like it, cool. If they don't, who gives a F, we can keep moving on and doing our thing. And I think that's the beauty of Lola Black. There isn't really boundaries. There's no strings attached. We're going to do it our way, and people are going to like it or they won't. But at the end of the day, as long as we're happy and we're not stuck to being confined by some BS that somebody else tells us we got to do, then it's all good.
The freedom of it all is definitely nice. And we get to be ourselves, and we get to do what we want to do.
And that's the way it should be. You shouldn't have some corporate asshole telling you got to do this and you got to do that. No.
And people don't understand, like with rock and roll and metal and all of that, they think that, oh my gosh, these are rebels, but they don't realize that some of these people are really groomed to look how the industry people or the labels want them to look or want them to be or want them to sound like.
Yep.
And in the process, their art is just crushed. Their songs are just not
it's a lost art.
It really is. And so
and that's why the industry as a whole has kind of destroyed rock and roll to an extent,
It puts a damper on, the artist spirit of being wild and being free and doing what you want to do and being experimental and, stumbling upon something that's totally different and totally awesome because there's a control and there's a hold over it. And so it's kind of exciting that we don't have to deal with that. But at the same time, it's like we're also not welcomed with open arms. So there's like a give and a take. Like you said, the catch-22.
Yes, the catch-22. We definitely are the underdog.
But, we get to be selfish. We get to do what we want to do. And that's when it's really fun again.
What made you both want to become a musician? What was that spark for the both of you that said, that's what I want to do right there?
I pretty much knew when I was, ever since I was just a little girl, the first time I saw Jim and the holograms, I was like, that is going to be me. I'm going to be a rock star. I'm going to be Jem. And I was Jem for a few years. I was her growing up. Just I refused to not be Jem. And then just as it grew, my love for music, I just always knew. And it's just nothing else. Everything else will take a back seat, really.
Yeah, and I think for me, like, I fell in love with hard rock and metal at an early age, because I had friends and older people and this and that turned me on to a lot of different music, like my early stuff was like Def Leppard, Van Halen, Iron Maiden, Metallica, stuff like that. And that's kind of the stuff I grew up on. And yeah, I don't know, I saw this quote from Yngwie Malmsteen one time when I was a youngster, and it said something to the effect, if you love music enough, play it. And I don't know if that was his exact quote, but it struck a chord with me, and I was like, dude, I want to play music. And then I started playing guitar, and then I ended up singing for bands, and yeah, it was just one of those things. I was like, I love this. This is my passion, so I just ran with it. And here we are, some zillion years later.
I like that.
Kicking ass.
I've never heard him say that, and I was like, ooh, I like that. That was always me, younger at shows, watching other bands. I was always like, that's going to be me. That's going to be me. It was more of, I want to be on stage. I want to be up there doing this. And so, yeah, if you love music enough, play it. I like that.
Play it.
That makes sense. Well, yeah, that makes sense.
Like you said, instead of being one of these keyboard warriors behind the screen telling other people how much they suck when you're not actually trying.
Yep.
Get out there and do it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, shut your mouth. If you want to do it, get out behind the damn keyboard and do it yourself. Let's see what you got.
Exactly.
See, I played music when I was in junior year of high school to senior year in high school because my father was very ill, and that's what helped me get through everything. That was my relief, and I miss it to this day. I sung. That's all I can do. I can't play guitar. I can't play shit. So I appreciate watching you guys and all the bands out there doing what they want to do, because that's what I would actually love to do. But I'm doing something now to help bands out, at least I think. At least I hope I am.
You're promoting music. You're doing awesome interviews. You are awesome, John. We appreciate dudes like you. Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's just, and I mean, everybody thinks, oh, that's awesome, you get all these interviews. Yeah, I do, but I don't get like all these huge interviews I would love to get, but the ones I do get, I truly appreciate it. That's for sure.
And we appreciate it also.
Are they a show or a moment for you guys that stands out more than any that you could recall? This is the time well worth spent that we're doing for this.
You know, like I said, we've actually been pretty lucky and fortunate the past couple of years. When we were sponsored by Jägermeister, we were able to do the Loudest Month in Rock, so we've played festivals across the country. Obviously, we've been spoiled brats in Colorado, so we've played a lot of huge festivals. And I think for each band member, it's different. But honestly, like, we can be doing the huge festival, or we can be playing to 50 people in the middle of Nebraska. To me, it's all the same. And as long as you're reaching somebody and somebody comes up after the show and is like, thank you, that moved me, or I relate, or I heard your song that made a difference, that's what makes it all worthwhile. Yeah, it honestly, to me, doesn't matter the size of the crowd or what we're doing. Or it's even, you can get an email or something from somebody that's like, oh my God, you know, you saved me through this dark time in my life, or I heard this song. Stuff that would seem as little as that is what makes it worthwhile. It's the fact that people can appreciate what you poured their heart and soul into, and that they do give you that feedback. You know, that's what makes it worth it for me.
Yeah, and just seeing the reactions on people's faces, and people learning the songs or people singing along with the songs, and you can see their emotions. That's what's rewarding for me, is when people, you get to see, you know, everyone just relate to you and relate to your words and feel the feelings almost that you were feeling. And that's what's rewarding to me.
Just knowing that you touch people.
Just knowing that people care, it's nice.
Support-wise, is there a country or location that stands out more or even surprises you guys that you guys get support from that country or location?
You know, we're doing this press campaign right now, and we're getting these interviews like with you and everything, and we really appreciate it. One of the ones that popped up for one of our interviews that we're doing, you know, with this press campaign, is we actually got hit up, and I can't remember off the top of my head which media outlet it is, but we got hit up from the United Kingdom, and I think that's pretty cool. You know. And
yeah,
then
for sure.
if we look at our Facebook and like you can go into the analytics from your website and this and that, it is pretty cool to see that we have branched out. You know, like we do get hits from Mexico. We do get hits from the United Kingdom. We do get some stuff, a few things from Australia and Japan.
Even
you know,
Spain, a lot of Spain.
Yeah, Spain. And it's not a ton, but just to know that it's out there, we're like, holy shit. That's pretty cool. And I think that goes back to what you were saying, Asa, with the social media and, you know, the different stuff with YouTube, how it can grow globally. And, so, you know, we have gotten some different hits and response from places like that. And that's pretty sweet. So we're pretty excited.
We're lucky in the sense that everywhere that we seem to go, we tend to meet friends. And so as long as we can keep that trend, I'm happy.
Folks, get out and check out Lola Black. They're going to be out on tour here pretty soon. And plus, they've got a new album that's coming out pretty soon as well. Guys, how can folks stay in touch with you all? Buy some merchandise, this new album that's getting ready to drop, and tour dates, things like that. How can they do that?
If you go to our website, lolablackmusic.com, you can find the links to all of our social media, and everything will be posted through there, and there's updates from all of our social media. So that's honestly the best place to find everything you're looking for.
Yep, all of our socials are Lola Black Music.
And before I let you guys go, would you both care to do a promo for the show?
We would love to.
Hi, this is Lola.
And this is Chris, and you're listening to John the Bod Good God. Woo! Mayhem Hour.
Everybody stick around. We got some great music coming up, and you only hear these interviews right here on BODS Mayhem Hour and BODS Mayhem Radio Network. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you. You're awesome. We appreciate it, brother.